We're rolling. Yes, the people, welcome back, or welcome to the new revamped podcast. As you can see, we're obviously we've somehow managed to like up the ante from Joe Delaney's kitchen now to having like actual professional setups and stuff. So
sickest studio I've ever seen.
It's pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about it. So now we have to deliver conversation-wise. Obviously, if you're just listening to this, then you don't get to see it, but you just have to trust us that like this is a sick setup. So today we got Merijn. We got an old friend, man. How's it going, man? Tell me how it's going.
It's going well, man. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
No worries, man. Thanks for coming. All right, let's do background to start off with, like just general background, how we know each other, because like it's probably a bit of a long story, man. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I think it was what was the festival called? In true form, we met at a festival.
Yeah. No, it wasn't
Woodstock. It was the other one. I always forget the name of it, man. It was summer of 2016, wasn't it? Right, some festival.
Well, yeah.
In just outside Amsterdam, right?
Yeah. Open air.
Yeah.
We met at the techno stage there.
Yeah. If you get the chance to go. It's a sick one, man.
Yeah.
I think like I literally only discovered you probably. It was not long before that. We chatted a little bit on Instagram, right? I saw this was back when your Instagram and everything was student aesthetics.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this dude? And I think I saw you on Instagram before I saw your YouTube. Yeah. That was back in the day when like your YouTube was probably like everyone who had any sense, their YouTube was the main gig, like, and Instagram was just a follow up, just to get shit out there.
Yeah. Just to literally post.
Yeah,
I just uploaded a new video.
Exactly right. Yeah. So I saw your Instagram first, and then I think I got onto YouTube, and I was like, shit, this dude's like actually got like. That must have been around the time you were doing the whole...
That's why you wanted to meet up with me at the festival.
Right, exactly.
Some views.
Exactly right, yeah.
Right,
I thought, shit, maybe we can collab with this dude and get 3 subscribers. I had like 4 subscribers at the time. And
I had 3. Yeah.
I was aiming for 7, man. So that was back in the day, and since then we did a fair bit of shit, man. We done some good trips. We did...
oh yeah, man.
We did the sickest Ibiza in human history. So if you want to check out, the sickest Ibiza vid you've ever seen... Yeah. It's Ibiza 2017. And
yours was the sickest.
It's got me and Merijn and 2 confused-looking Korean girls in the thumbnail. I think that's what got me a lot of views, to be honest.
Korean vibes, man.
Yeah, Korean vibes. We also did a ski trip that went a little bit awry for you. You got an injury and there was some crazy shit.
Zero skiing was done.
Yeah. I think you did 1 run and managed to snap an actual pole.
I tried at least.
Yeah. So that's what you call a fucking disaster. But I had a good time. That was another sick one. And now we're here. Actually, it's been a long time since we last saw each other, right? It's been like...
Dude, apparently yesterday we found out it's been 1.5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
It doesn't really feel like that, but I think like...
Nah.
Time flies, man, and everyone's doing their own shit, aren't they? And like, to be fair, like we do live in different countries, so that is also a thing.
I see your face every day on Instagram, man.
Exactly, that's enough, man.
That's enough.
You just like each other's shit. That's what friendship is in 2019.
Yeah.
Man. Just like and then return the like and occasionally comment an emoji, man. That's as far as it goes, man. All right. Anyway, tell me what you're up to right now. Tell me what the focus is. Obviously, you're still pulling the pants off YouTube. Doing similar shit. Everyone does similar stuff to me except more, except like multiple fucking businesses. Tell me the score, man.
Yeah, main thing now is like I wrote a book, My Short Lifestyle.
Yeah.
That was like about 2.5 years ago by now. So that's one of the businesses I run. And I do online coaching. Same thing as you do. And next to that, Crystal, the clothing.
Yeah.
And that is like where a lot of the time goes now.
Yeah.
To like turn that into something successful.
Yeah.
And that takes more time than expected when we started.
Definitely.
YouTube still is like the main thing that I focus on.
Yeah, because it's how you know.
Yeah, I have been slacking a little bit. I would say like.
You think so?
That's just how you personally feel about something, right?
Yeah.
When like maybe like 1.5 years ago, that was where a lot of my time went. And because I run all these businesses now next to it, I just noticed that a lot of my time in a day could be being caught up in meetings and shit.
Yeah.
And then you don't really have that creativity to still like make a sick YouTube video.
Of course, yeah.
Because it takes more time than people think.
Yeah.
You know all about it. To put up a YouTube video, you don't just want to like
You don't
just film some shit.
You don't want to put a shit video out there.
Exactly.
Because then you like,
you want it
shit,
to like mean something.
I'm a shit YouTuber.
Yeah. Now I'm just putting it out because I told people I was going to put it out.
Yeah. And it does happen. Like,
I also, like in the beginning of this year, I also said on YouTube, like, I'm not going to like be stuck to, I'm not going to say like I'm going to upload 3 times a week. Or this amount of times a week. I'm just going to upload when I feel like it.
I honestly think that's key. Like, I think early on, like, it's quite easy to get stuck in, like, I have to upload frequently, I have to do this, I have to, like, you know, and then you end up just putting out, you place way too much importance on just reminding people that you're alive.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just tapping everyone on the shoulder going, by the way, I'm still here. By the way, I'm still here. But
there's like, no way to, like...
that's not how you're supposed to be remembered in people's eyes, right?
Exactly,
It should be, if you put out a sick video... and it registers with people and like, wow, this was a sick video.
Yeah.
And then you don't do fuck all for a month. Obviously not doing fuck all in general. I mean, on YouTube for a month. The next time you put out a video, they're going to be like, whoa, well, the last one was sick. I should check it out, man. And your content is remembered rather than you, right? And that's a key point. Once you start letting go of the whole like frequency attention thing, I think you get the chance to put out actual better shit. Like,
it's hard to like force creativity, man.
Yeah.
And we were speaking about this too, maybe last year at some stage. Like I worked together with Wyro, a videographer, and we started working together full time. So I would like always be able to film with him. But like when you pay someone full time, you have like a certain amount of videos that you want to shoot like per month.
Yeah. You
to also get the return for the money you put in.
Of course, yeah.
And so I woke up at days where I don't feel like filming, and I would be like, shit.
Now
I kind of need to film a video.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm not getting that return.
Yeah.
And then it started to become like you have to like come up with something.
Now you have to turn up to work. Yeah.
You have to turn up to work.
Yeah.
But like the whole reason why I started YouTube and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Is to not have to work a day in my life, to like do what I love doing.
Yeah.
And like have that creativity, have that freedom. And so you don't want to like give that up.
Yeah.
And like, because then you get stuck in just like a daily routine. It's just like a habit. And
yeah, I feel like it's easy to get back into that routine. Like everyone sees like YouTubers and general like, you know, bloggers, vloggers, whatever, people on social media as like these people who've just can do whatever the fuck they want all day, every day.
Mm.
But I think a lot of the time it's easy to actually like you do crave a bit of routine, and it's about getting the right amount, because some kind of routine is productive. Like that's just it. Because even in terms of your habits, like I have a time of the day when I'm gonna focus better and come up with better ideas and do better work, and just everything I possibly do is going to be better at that time of day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so if one day I'm doing the bulk of my actual sit down work at one time, and one day it's another time, it's just like it throws you off a bit. It's kind of like training in a sense. Like a lot of people ask like, what's the best time of day to train? And it's like it doesn't really matter, but you'd probably benefit from training the same time every day, because you're like some kind of routine is productive. But then the flip side of that is like you can also like end up like putting yourself back into all of these kind of areas where actually that's what you're trying to escape in the first place. Like for example, I was like, right, want to do whatever the fuck I want all day, want to go be able to do social shit with my mates all the time, but now like actually if all your other mates are on 9-to-5 schedules or whatever, you know, you actually withdraw yourself, you know. You in a sense you harm that aspect, because you're like, you know, you sat there in the middle of the day and you're like, right, who's playing? No one's there, man. So there's definitely like a kind of you just have to be very conscious of how you manage your time, right? And I don't mean that from the perspective of work, but I mean from the perspective of like leisure also, you know. Otherwise you can end up like everyone thinks you're like, yeah, this guy can do what he wants, and actually you just like you don't get the typical benefits.
It's like you could probably do what you want, but like you also have to do, like if you want to accomplish certain things, you have to do things. Like you cannot just fuck around and do whatever you want. If you have like a certain goal you want to reach, like if you want to get your YouTube channel to become bigger.
Yeah.
You have to like somehow like put effort in that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's another
like,
thing about being kind of self-employed, and you have to decide like where.
Yeah.
That's
that can be
for
hard at
everyone, man.
times, man. And like, I found myself like, you know, like just wanting to do too much,
Yeah.
and then being stuck in like, because like you can always work,
Yeah.
and like you always like
Definitely.
kind of like work on yourself because it's your business, or for me multiple businesses, so that like you want like
you want to get something productive out of the day.
exactly. And
you?
then I'll, like almost I'm thinking like when I'm like just chilling or not doing anything, I'm thinking like, fuck, right now I could be doing something that could benefit me in the future.
Yeah.
And like at some point that got too much, like you get caught up in like just.
Yeah. I'm the same, because like even if I'm just chilling with my girlfriend, I'm like, right, if I just like vlog like a little bit of this, just like a 2-minute clip, whatever it is, bare minimum, or if I like get a picture for whatever I need to get a picture for, or whatever, I'm like, at least I can like check the box of like one productive thing for the day, like, and then I can just enjoy, you know, not that I don't enjoy that as well, but depends on the situation, because sometimes you actually I like vlogging shit, and I like taking photos, and you know, it's fun shit to do, man.
Like vlogging has to be fun, so you only have to like do it when you want to. But I feel like sometimes you still kind of have to like force it a little bit. Like if you don't bring your camera somewhere, that's already step number one to like not vlogging.
Yeah,
anyway.
you always have to bring the camera, man.
Yeah,
that's just your insurance.
It's
anywhere you go, man. I always have a backpack on, and people are like, what's in your backpack? And I'm like, a camera.
Yeah, you bring it everywhere.
Just in case, man.
Even the phone though.
Yeah, phone works as good.
Yeah.
Just as well, man.
We were just talking about that, man. It's not all about the camera quality. Sometimes it's actually sick to have like just a vibey shot on your phone.
Yeah.
It looks more real. Like.
Exactly. Some of the best shots I've ever got, I think some of them that have done, you know, actually just made a video complete are like just phone shots. Because it depends on it depends on the direction of your content. But if you're doing vlog style stuff, which is probably what a lot of our stuff has been over the years, like although we do different shit as well, a lot of it's been vlog stuff. But if that's the case, it can be the most amateur shit going on, you know. And I think a lot, if you're in the YouTube circle, whether it's as like an active participant, like making videos, or just someone who views a lot of YouTube or fitness YouTube, you can get in it's so easy to get caught in like the little fucking bubble of like, this is what I'd have to do. You know, this is how you make a fitness video, man. And it's like got all the components of a fitness video.
Yeah.
You know, it's got someone like touching the lens and then taking the fucking hand away, and it's like, there's me transition, you know, and it's got like the shit, no copyright sounds, like track, like bouncing, some EDM shit.
Yeah.
And it's got like,
that's how we all started.
Whatever it is, man. Do you know what I mean? And everyone just like, it's so easy to just try and tick boxes, but then forget like the actual valuable part of the content. Like there needs to be something valuable in it, man.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just it's same as like Instagram on another level. Like you can stand in some like carefully constructed pose and look off into the distance. That shit actually, when you look at it, gets terrible engagement, man. You know, like proper pictures, like compared to like it's the more like raw shit that gets way better engagement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you
posted a photo yesterday smoking a spliff, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like this is
blows up. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit that gets
just relatable stuff, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know like every time I'm on like for example my South Africa photos, sickest photos ever.
Yeah.
Like Wyra took like insane shots, sick edits. They don't get that many likes and comments because it's just they look sick, but they are just like too high of a quality.
Yeah.
People don't see themselves kind of like
it's not like a photo anymore, right?
Yeah. And then when I post an iPhone photo, usually or like a fucking selfie in the mirror.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not always the more effort you put in, the more you get out of it.
No, definitely not.
It's just like the more you relate to people, or the more you like kind of like just do something different.
Yeah, definitely. Like over edited shit, it definitely creates a kind of distance. Like when you look at some of the biggest channels on YouTube, some of the biggest vlog channels, it's like just a family that like just walk around with like their little. They've got like a little Canon G7X or like whatever it is, some little camera. Don't even put a microphone on it. Yeah. No shit, nowhere. Like,
yeah, so I'm personally struggling a little bit with that because I love creating like sick content. You know, that first trip me and Nabil did, like I was just like so proud of that.
Yeah.
Just so many like,
it was
like
iconic.
6 shots, and then with Wire I'm doing the same, and like I've did many things with different videographers, just like high quality videos. You put days in one video, a lot of work, or like you're like one vlog takes up the whole day.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't really get but it's because like I think it is sick.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that other people think it's sick.
Well, also, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's like
you have to scratch your itch though, right?
Yeah.
And I think by our nature,
yeah,
we're not satisfied by a single thing. Like, do you know what I mean? I need to sit there for an hour and do a Q&A or some shit and just chat shit. I need to do something that looks a bit more clean and crisp and well edited. I need to do like standard vlog stuff, fucking about in the kitchen with my girlfriend or whatever it is. Like, you need to scratch all those itches. Like, otherwise you just feel like you're underselling yourself because you can feel like you feel like I can do different kinds of content.
Yeah,
and that definitely, in a sense, like harms you in terms of your YouTube overall YouTube growth and play into the. Because you can play to algorithms and play to the crowd like that and just be like...
it's also about just having the most amount of fun you can, man.
Of course, like...
Satisfying yourself.
But varying your content like that, certainly, it doesn't help growth because like people... say people see one video.
Yeah.
They see the video and like, right, I like this. I'm going to subscribe to this guy. And then the next video, if it's completely different, it's like... this isn't what I actually signed up for.
If they watch your latest video,
it is, that exactly is like, right,
with the drawing and everything, and then they watch your next video, which is a 1.5 hour vlog doing shit.
And so what you end up with is only, in a sense, it's good because it really like distills your subscriber base into like a core kind of following who are like, I'm gonna watch Joe's shit or I'm gonna watch Merijn's shit no matter what the fuck it is, man. I'm there for the guy behind the content, like, so in a sense that's better. Obviously, you know, it depends how you have
on
to
what
choose.
you say is better, but I personally prefer that. Like, I'd rather have a little less followers, but like people that actually care. And like people that you run into and that actually like know your shit. Like, I hate when I get recognized on the street and it's like, yo, that's that Instagram fitness guy. You know what I mean? That sucks, bro.
I know.
It's much more sick when someone actually like has been following your shit, learned something from it. You know, potentially change something in their lives or like positively. You know?
It's much more satisfying. Like, I love it when people make little jokes on my channel and it's like they mentioned something that you talked about in like a video like
you forgot about
3 years ago or mad shit like that. It's the craziest shit. That's why I love proper. You know.
But that would never happen to a girl who just posts booty photos.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's the big difference. Is that?
I think as well, like, that's you kind of. These are the people who are going to come with you no matter what you do as well, and like, you know, that's like real engagement because there's a difference, isn't there, between like simply people just liking your photo or whatever, which is like, you know, you're not developing anything like you're not developing an actual relationship with like booty photos on. Not there's anything wrong with booty photos. Everyone posts
definitely
booty photos.
Not. Keep doing it.
They're fucking great. It's sound. But it's just not developing anything like long term. So even those people, like, from a business perspective, if these people come out with a product, like, you know, their actual conversion
will be low, man.
Is very low.
As I was telling you yesterday with Crystal, like, we also work together with influencers, and some of these influencers on Instagram, can be guys, can be girls, have like a mad amount of followers. They have like their engagement looks real. They have like a lot of likes, 40,000 likes a photo, like 1,000 comments, but they just like buy all that shit and like they work together with other people in like DM groups and be like, yo, I just posted a photo, go comment on that shit. If you don't comment, you get kicked out of the group, whatever. It's just like all these techniques to like fake your existence on Instagram, make it look like you're actually real and you actually have traffic.
So what do you do?
And then the conversion is like zero.
Fuck all,
No one comes to your page when they post, and it's like, what?
So what do you do in that situation? Like,
you're just fucked, like.
You just fucked, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously, like, it's hard to, like, beforehand make a contract. Like, yo, we need this amount of sale. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing with influence. It is kind of hard. Sometimes you get more out of it. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
You don't really know. So you have to like do your research and look. But, like, I've been fooled many times that I, like, genuinely thought. I think also Instagram is a little bit different than YouTube. It will be hard to fake on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I think we get a lot of good brand deals for the amount of followers we have.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
YouTube,
amount of views we have.
Generally, if a brand knows what it's fucking doing, like, they value YouTube way above Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's just, if someone's there and they're watching a 20-minute video, they're fucking invested. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely YouTube's so much more, like, authenticity in it and shit. But I suppose it's still a minefield, like, you know. It's funny as well because there's, with Instagram, there's such a grey area because it's like, there's so many metrics. There's like your following and then like how many likes you get on your posts. And then there's like the demographic of your following. So if it's a particular product that's going to appeal more to a certain demographic, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, say you're selling clothing for guys and you pay a guy who's this male model and he's like 50-50. It's probably not the same as if he's some fitness guy who's got like 80-20 male, female and shit like that. And then on top of that, you've got, no one actually tells each other how much to get paid for shit, really. Like, you have to be mates with someone. And even then it's like, you don't know if anyone's actually, you don't know what the score is like. So developing that, like, there's no guidance.
I got a lot of help from you and like you from me and like Rob and this little circle we have.
And we're lucky that we know each other.
And did a lot for me when I started.
Yeah.
Because I was like, brands were making like use of me compared to like when I found out how much other people were getting.
Definitely.
It was like they are getting 5 or 10 times as much, but I had no clue because, you know.
Yeah, that's a learning curve for everyone. Because I think for me what it was I'd go to like, I'd either like be going away with like you or Rob, or I'd go to an expo and I'd chat to people and I'd be like, shit, I'm getting underpaid here. And then it's like, we need to talk about this contract.
Yeah.
You know, but then by the same token, now I'm keen to tell people, like, if I meet people and they've got the Instagram's growing or whatever, I'm like, you need to be charging this one because that's the thing. Like, you can't trust the company to. Everyone's in business to make money, man. You know what I mean? Especially if they're a big company, they're not going to be like, oh no, that's a bit unfair. We'll pay you this. Like,
I mean, their job is literally to get the best deal out of it.
Literally, you have to be pretty hard faced, like in negotiations. Like, some people don't really have that kind of that about them, you know, to the kind of grit to negotiate something hard. You know what I mean? And it'll just be like, okay,
you also have the opposite where people think they're worth a lot and they're actually worth nothing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I get that a lot too,
Yeah. But also I think the longer you've been, if you're just starting out and you know, your Instagram or your YouTube just blew up a bit, you haven't really made that much money off it yet or anything, you kind of want to make whatever you can.
Yeah. But
if you get to a point where you're like, once you're like a little bit more comfortable, you're like, right, well, now I don't need this brand deal.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So now I'm in a better position to negotiate for it, and now I'll actually make more.
And then you can get the best deal.
Because I'll literally walk away.
It's fine. Yeah.
Of course, like,
it wouldn't hurt you.
That's the thing, like, Sometimes I quote people like way too much because I just don't want to do it, and then they come back and say and I'm like, fuck. And then I have to be like, but then I'll still not do it, but it's still like, you know, just to test the water, just to see,
because you don't. That's a good one, man.
Yeah. There was once this app that wanted me to make like a video about how like it sounded like the trashiest shit. Like, it was one of the dating apps, like, I don't know, it was like Bumble or fucking some dating app, like not Tinder, although Tinder should have got at me really back in the obviously missed the trick, but like, you know, they should have got at me back
too late.
Anyway. And they asked me, I had to like make some video about, it was like some testimonial about like how I'd had a good experience on this app and I'd like met someone or some shit like that. And I had like not no followers, but I didn't have that many followers at the time. And I quoted them something wild and they came back and said, and then I had to like worm my way out of it because I was like, I just can't make this video. And there's some things you just cannot do.
There's some things you cannot do.
You know what I mean?
Or like dedicate, like they want you to dedicate a whole YouTube video to promoting some some shit.
Literally, yeah. So
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I got one recently. It was these like they were like outdoor shoes or like they were shoes that you're supposed to like swim in or something like that. So you know you're fucking about like jumping into like in waterfalls and shit like that. They were like those kind of things. Like amphibious type shoes or something. And they asked me to. They said they'd give me a free pair of the shoes if I did like a post on Instagram and made a YouTube video doing a complete review of them. And I went on Amazon and checked them, and they were like £25, man.
Yeah.
And I was like that's so far away that I wouldn't even bother negotiating on with that. Because I was like, this product could actually be useful for me if it's good. Like I'm about to go Bali, I'm gonna be fucking about in like waterfalls and shit, whatever it is. You know, this could actually be useful, but that was so far off.
You can tell by the email that they just copied it and sent it to different emails.
It was just so far off that I was like, I'm not even gonna bother with this. You know, I was like, oh, sorry, I can't really do that.
Yeah.
You know, and then they came back and they were like, what if we throw in a free towel? And I was like, oh shit, you got me at the towel, man. Send me that shit straight up, man.
Oh man.
You know. I think like in general, like what we do, because it's quite a new thing. Yeah, there's a lot of grey areas. You're always just trying to navigate.
It was even more years ago.
Definitely,
it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I've gotten some crazy deals though, where it was the same. I was like, just coming back with a price that was kind of unrealistic.
Yeah.
And they would say, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. They just didn't really want it, and you were just like,
yeah.
Let's just try and see what happens.
At the same time, like if it's a company, I've done cheap posts for people, man. If it's like a company really where I think it's decent and it's like just a guy on his own with a little startup and he's like starts making some like clothes or some shit like this, whatever it is. I feel like I'm not gonna bust your ass about it if I actually think the shit's cool anyway, like, because at the end of the day, doing an Instagram post doesn't actually cost you anything.
No.
And as long as it's not so shit like that it's gonna harm your engagement, people are gonna unfollow you and shit.
No, I don't think you've ever.
I'm quite happy to do
You've never done that.
You know what I mean?
Me neither. Like something you would never use and that everybody would know you would never use.
Yeah, people would see straight through that shit.
Yeah. That would be the end of the career. I actually quit like doing a lot of I did a lot of brand deals at some point. I'm guilty of that. Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in it anyway.
100%, man.
It's such easy money, and if you like the product anyway, it's like, why not?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's like crazy. So, but yeah, at some point when I started my own clothing, of course, and I'm also sponsored by Alpha Lead, I'm wearing that, my protein supplements, and then I was also like doing like kind of like things here and there. You end up in having to do like 8 sponsored posts in like a month.
Oh, fuck that.
And then I was like, fuck that, And long term, you also have to think, if you're doing a post for this company, like it's more of a short term solution.
Yeah.
For like money, but not for like long term on yourself, because you help that company. You don't really help yourself. You only like you get money now. So at some point I felt like I don't want to like overdo it. I actually got plenty of comments on it as well. And like I started realizing like,
maybe it's too much.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely is too much.
Trust the people to tell you
what's right, man.
Yeah.
So
not all the time though, because sometimes they'll just give you unfair shit. But like sometimes,
Obviously, I started asking like people around me as well, and like, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, man.
Yeah.
And, like,
I think it, as well, like it depends on what kind of like. I've been in the same position at some point. Not really so much one-off shit, but I remember So I've been with Bulk Powders like forever now, pretty much. So I had their standard like minimum 4 posts a month to do, and then I was I must have had a fitness clothing sponsor at the time, or maybe it was Machine, or maybe it was some other kind of clothing, Boohoo or something. And then I think we both sponsored by Tay-Rock at once. The watch. Yeah. So the watch is
that was the time where I'm talking about.
Same with me, man. So I had like 4 off them, 4 off another company, and then 3 off Tay-Rock, and I was like, that's 11 in a month, man.
Yeah.
Even that's it's only like 2.5 a week, like, or whatever. But that's still,
man, it's still too much.
That's like it's too much, man.
I don't even want to do like 1 a week.
Yeah. Because then you have to you need a good ratio of like non.
Yeah.
Because you have to give people a reason to follow you. That's
Yeah.
essentially why everyone goes on like Love Island or whatever it is, get a shit ton of following, their engagement spikes, and then it's just downhill forever, man.
Yeah.
Because they don't invest in actual
Unless
content.
they keep it up and...
Unless they, a couple have, like,
Yeah,
I've noticed a couple are pretty wise to it and, like, put out actual content and that.
You can't expect something that's there will not be there forever. Like, same with us.
Yeah.
Let's say you, like...
But, of course, yeah. Go on.
Let's say, like, you build your Instagram following and then all of a sudden, like, you don't post much or you don't post the same valuable content that you once did. Like, you're just gonna, like, you're gonna die
of course.
slowly.
Like, no one wants to just keep buying
You have to keep
different
things
T-shirts because you were on Love Island
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I think, like, I heard, actually, people who go on Love Island now are getting actual, like, counselling and, like, financial advice and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They should get social media advice.
Yeah.
Like, off us, man.
Yeah.
Or people who, like, you know...
Man, that should be our new business.
It literally should, like, you know, or... you know, because I imagine these people getting... I mean, a lot of them are probably getting ripped off, man.
Yeah.
Like, straight out, like... Whether it's Love Island, any kind of reality TV, this is the era of people just blowing up fast on social media, man. And you need some guidance, like, because on the one hand, you can go it alone and you're probably not going to be getting paid as much as you should from all these different companies. And on the other hand, like, a lot of them will just get with agencies straight away. Like, you get flooded with emails, like, with this, like, agency, and we'll do all your negotiating for you. Yeah. And then they'll be taking a big fucking cut, man. And I just feel like it's just some of these people just, if you get thrust into that world, you're not that well equipped to deal with it and not get taken advantage. Like, if you're on reality TV, you have to be very aware of everyone taking advantage of you. That is the thing, man. And it starts with the producers of the program just pimping you out.
You've been in...
I was on X on the beach. Like,
did you notice any of that? Is that you told me you started your YouTube before that, right?
Oh yeah, before
Once
that.
you were on, did it like blow up or?
Not at all, no. Because, like, A, I wasn't really a main character in the show. B, I just don't feel like there's that much of a crossover. You get a lot of followers who are like 15-year-old girls, man. You know what I mean? They don't sit there and watch fitness YouTube.
No.
Really. I didn't notice that much. Like, I noticed a bit of an Instagram spike, but not even that much. Like, you know, and a bit on YouTube. But you have to be aware from the start that, like, you're just a fucking pawn. That, like, these producers of this show, they don't give a fuck, man.
Of course not.
They want you to be embarrassed. They want you to go make a show of yourself. Like, the whole point is you look like a tit. That's the whole point, man. Pretty much.
That's what makes it fun.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And, like, I was very aware of that from the start, so I didn't really give a shit. I was, like, quite open to. I was like, listen, it's cool. I'm quite happy to, like, laugh at myself as well. So I don't give a fuck. I'll just be a stupid cunt on TV, like, you know. But if you go into it and you think it's serious, like, it's like anything, man. You take it too seriously, you're gonna get a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Certainly, I noticed, like, people coming out of the woodwork a lot. Even, like, girls that I'd spoken to, like, a year before, and then, like, conversation had just dropped off or something. Then you just get a message on Facebook, and it's like, look who it is. And it's like, right. So I've just been on TV for, like, 4 seconds, man.
Yeah.
And now you're just sliding back in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then you got confliction because you're like, what do I do about this now?
Yeah.
You know? But definitely you have to just be very aware of people trying to just not take I mean, sometimes take advantage maliciously, but also it's human nature to try and get something, like, generally.
You both get something from it.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah.
I think the biggest issue with those people on reality TV is, like, they blow up fast, but then they cannot, like, sustain it, man. How do you, like, even for us, it's hard to, like keep the views up or keep growing in the views.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, like, put in mad effort. Like, you have to keep coming up with new shit.
Yeah.
You can't just keep putting out the same stuff.
No.
You have to, like, evolve with whatever is happening, like.
By all means, yeah. I think like you'll always go through periods of like greater growth, and like as long as you know at the time that this is transient shit that is gonna pass by, and then I'll level off to like normal growth again, and maybe I'll go through a fucking slow patch. But if you trust in your ability to create content that people are gonna want to consume, like, and I think that's where like a lot of confidence comes into it, man, because you have to just be like, listen, I'm gonna do good shit, and people are gonna watch it, man, because I believe that there's value inside my fucking brain. As long as you always feel like you're in a place to offer something to people, then all you have to do is make that manifest into content. All you have to do is get it out of your brain and into other people's brain. That's it. You know,
and sooner or later it will work.
It
can be very late, but like,
of course you'll go through growth spurts and stuff like that. And that's because like the way our kind of culture is, everything's like hot right now. You know, everything's like, this is hot right now. This is the shit that's in. We live in a culture of trends and hype. It's hype, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just as much with trainers as it is with humans. Like, it's like, this is the hype dude right now. I'm going to follow his shit. And then it's like 1 fucking second of boredom creeps in while you watch the video. It's like, it's not the hype dude no more, man. Who's the next hype dude? You know what I mean? And so you might go through a hype phase, like, or 2 hype phases. But you can't, as long as you have valuable content, that's your insurance policy is valuable content, like something that people want to, you know.
That's right, man. You can't get too stuck up in like always being the hype either. Like,
well, that's
just you drive yourself crazy. Like,
exactly, your ego makes you complacent.
Yeah,
because then you're like, oh,
and it makes you think that you're actually the shit. Even though maybe your content at the time was just what people wanted at the time. It wasn't necessarily you that was the shit. It was just doing the right thing at the right time in the right place.
A lot of luck involved, right?
Yeah,
of course, because in that sense you can kind of get a bit wrapped up in your kind of your ego. Like, people, it's a commonly thrown about phrase in like, be humble. People love seeing a humble person, but you have to be like truly deep down core level humble. Humble on a level that
it is very easy to fake humble.
Exactly, but I mean, from a content perspective, you have to be humble in the sense that, like, don't assume that a single person's gonna watch your shit just because you're Joe or you're Merijn or you're whoever the fuck it is, man. It has to always be in the content, really. Otherwise, you fucked it, and like then you're gonna have an absolute mental breakdown when people start watching your shit. You know what I mean? It's a complex fucking world, man. It's first world problems. Everyone donate to our support group so that we can lean on each other and have a cry every 2 weeks about how difficult life is, man. But you know, everything's relative. Like, obviously, like, I think a lot of surviving in this day and age rests on just not taking shit too seriously. For me, at least, like, you know, I feel that that's your safety net, man.
I think that people now, they place a lot of, like, when you meet someone, it's directly like what do you do? And like, people like judge you or vibe with you when they know you do something sick or you do something on their level. Well, it's not really about what you do, is it? And that's what people get very caught up in, that ego.
There's
like one like, let's say I meet someone new and this person has no idea that I have this amount of Instagram followers. And as someone at the party comes to him like, yo, have you seen this guy? And then all of a sudden, everything will change. The whole way this person will, you know? It's not for every person, but a lot of people take Instagram followers too fucking serious in the way they, like, treat you as not a person anymore, but as someone who can probably get something for them.
Exactly.
They can get something out of.
In
whatever way it is, that does not have to be making use of you for money, maybe status by being your friend or
of course,
whatever it is, like.
I think like it's a bit of a wild goal. I think I spoke about this in one of my recent vlogs. Like, it's a crazy goal now that a lot of people chase. Kind of, they just want to be well known. For the sake of being well known, man.
Being famous.
It's just like, I just want to be famous. I just want shit to go viral. I just want like views and mad likes and shit like that. And it's and regardless of like complications that come with it. Obviously, you have to be someone pretty chilled, pretty immune to like criticism, shit like that. Regardless of all that, just as a lone goal in and of itself, to be well known is fucked up.
That's the worst.
Fucked up, man. Because it's like you're actually just, you want all the shit that comes with it, man. You just want people to like idolize you, and
well known is still relative, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Like
you can be the coolest guy in a room when it's just you and the classroom. That would still be that could still make you feel like that. Yeah. Like how many people do you have to know you in order for you to like feel well known?
Well, exactly.
Like it's like
exactly. Yeah. That's the kind of the issue in a sense with chasing followers and subscribers. It's that like numbers go on forever. Man. That's the thing about numbers. They carry on going. Yeah. There is no limit. Yeah. And so it's never like, right, I've completed it, man.
And that is the same thing. That is all perspective, man. When I started, I can tell everybody when I had 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, that was probably the happiest moment in terms of amount of subscribers.
Because you're on the way.
100K doesn't compare to it.
Don't say that, man. I'm about to hit one.
Sorry, bro.
I thought my life was going to change, man.
Maybe it will for you. Maybe it will for you.
I've got a party booked, man. Mags is baking me a cake. Everything's kicking off, man.
Mate, that's a good night. Yeah.
Yeah. I want my life to change.
Yeah.
I want to feel different. I want people to look at me different. So, you know.
That's all perspective, man.
Yeah.
It's like, because when you reach a certain goal, some other person will become. Like, let's say, first of all, I looked up to someone who had 100K followers. Then when I hit 100K, I will look up to someone who has maybe 1 million followers and be like, yo, I want to strive for that amount. It's like, you will always find something else to strive for.
In a sense,
that's a good thing.
That's kind of good, yeah. That's what I was going to say, because you're still on a journey. Like, you're still trying to get somewhere. If you ever feel
it would suck, mate, if you hit, like, 100K. And
if you just complete it and YouTube was like, you're done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be fine too if you find a different direction, but it's like you know,
the thing,
you got to keep moving, man.
The thing about today, like, is there's so many fucking directions, man. There's so many directions to choose from. I think it fucks people up a bit. Like, you know, back in the day, like hundreds of years ago, you just did what your dad did.
Yeah.
Like, if your dad was a blacksmith, mate, now you're the new fucking blacksmith.
I mean, if you give your all at doing that, you'd probably be happy.
Like. I bet people were just as happy, man.
Yeah.
I bet people were just as happy.
Yeah, because it's not too, like. That's where you go again with people taking shit too serious. They will take it too serious what the fuck they should do. And like, it's not so much about what you do. It's more so about the effort you give how you do it, and like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can make any job probably fun as long as you give your all.
Apply yourself, right?
Apply yourself and like feel like you're actually doing something.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're literally wasting space, you're just like going through the day and doing some shit that you don't feel like you're not like accomplishing anything, or you're not like doing anything, like helping anyone or doing anything, like you just feel shit. Like,
yeah, I think it's the choice and the kind of tendency to compare, and like people compare hypothetically like different options in it. So it's like, oh, I'm doing this, but would it have been better if I was doing this, or would it have been better if I was doing that? And like that choice and comparison in your head is what completely fucks everything, man. It's the same as like when someone says to you, like, what's the best place you've been on holiday?
Yeah.
What's the best place you've traveled to? And I'm like, these places are all different, man. And if you're putting everything on best and worst, it means if every holiday isn't your best one, then there's somehow some level of disappointment in it, because oh, it's not the best. It's the same as like your food, man. You can get fucked up if you've got 500 calories left for the day, and you're like, how do I best spend this 500 calories? Would it be better if I got like 4 of these things that are 125 calories, or one big thing, or shit? Maybe I should save. And it's like, and that just like completely saps the enjoyment out of everything.
Yeah.
My eyes, you just choose the one thing, man. It's about making your choice instead of trying to think about making the right choice, because there is no right choice.
And then if you give your all in whatever choice it is, and you find out like that you really are like truly unhappy, you do something else.
Exactly, man.
You probably find out in the process what you actually like.
But that doing something else is a hard part, right? Because it's like there's a natural resistance to just generally changing, especially changing direction, career path-wise, you know, and it takes a certain amount of fucking get up and go to quit shit. It's harder to quit shit,
easy,
you know.
Yeah.
to be like, this is the wrong thing, man. Now I'm gonna do something else. Like that's a difficult thing, man. It's easier said than done. Like, you know, if you've invested time already,
it's even harder. Like, I think the older you get, the more you have, like, let's say, you have a stable job that you may not like, but you have like a family you have to take care of and a kid. It's different than when you're like 22 years old and you can actually do like whatever you want. Because like, what is the worst thing that could happen? Like when I dropped out of university after probably like 2 to 3 years of the YouTube channel. 2 years maybe. When I started making enough money, and then so many people, they acted like it was the worst decision I could ever make. Like a lot of people, you know, probably more than 50% of the people I told it. They were like, they literally couldn't understand it. And like people still ask me up until this day, like, do you think you ever go back to university? Like they just have no clue like what I'm up to, or like, like what else there is than following that path. And it's just like,
there is just a human need for safety, right? It's insurance and safety, man.
And I think what like the worst thing that could have happened for me, right? Because I was 21. Worst thing that could happen, because I dropped in the middle of my studies, was that if it didn't work out, I would go back to studying.
All right, so I feel like we should probably cover some shit that's actually like specific to you, and so because like otherwise, why the fuck are you here, man? So I think like when I think about like your shit, I think you were young, man. Like you were young when you started, like not just social media, but like your own businesses and shit like that. Like obviously, I suppose your online coaching was the first. Was the first thing, right?
I started YouTube when I was 19, and then when I was mid 20s, end 20s, I started my coaching. So I literally like, I had to like first I did it through email, but then I wanted my own website. So I just in summer I took my time and I learned how to build a website. Because I literally had like 200 euros that I saved up from like a side job. And then in the meantime, I just started like building that website so I could potentially do online coaching, which at first didn't really go that well. So I think because I still didn't have that many subs, maybe
same,
probably 5,000, not even. When I started coaching.
Wow.
But I still had like a few orders, and like my first order was mad, bro. Because I was like 20, I had a side job in which I got like 80 euros an hour. And then I got a coaching order of like, I don't know, 150 euros. So that's madness,
Smashed it, mate.
It's like smashed it. I woke up and I was like, wow.
Living for weeks.
The internet can do this. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy, man. That was the first realization that like the internet, like, is madness, like, you know?
I was the same, man. I think like first year or first few months at least, I made completely fuck all money coaching, like, because you don't know how to like market it and whatever it is, man. You know, it's just a world of like uncertainty. But I was the same. I sat there and like taught myself how to like make a website. The first website was shit, man. And I had it for like way too long. I used to get people messaging me saying that, bro, I will literally build you a free website. Just please replace this piece of shit. So then how long was it until the next? It was the book, right? Was that the next official thing?
That was way later though. So I did the coaching.
So were you just coaching for that long before the book?
Okay. My coaching actually went really well. So the first year, I was minus because I also bought like a MacBook. I bought finally a camera because first I did my phone and shit. But that year, all of a sudden I went from, in January, I think I had like 5,000 subs. In February, 10,000. And then in March, 20,000.
Wow, yeah.
So I like doubled every month.
That's crazy, yeah.
And that's when I started, like when I was still in university, I did the coaching. I think I just quit my side job then because I just started making some money. I started like going from not that much to like 10K a month. It just went from there. And then, so the first year of coaching, it was minus. Second year, like 100K. That was crazy. And I was 21 years old.
What do you even do with that one? You don't know what to do with that one. When you're 21, do you? I wouldn't have known, man. I wouldn't know what to do now, man. Like, I literally have no idea what to spend money on anymore. I'm like, I'm just gonna go on holiday again. I think I don't think there's anything that I want. So
most of my money has literally gone to like traveling.
It's traveling and cameras, right?
I bought an Audio 5 when I was 21, just because like, and that actually like did a lot for me business wise. Because people finally started taking me serious. They thought I was still just this guy that dropped out of university for no reason and like didn't make any money. And then when I bought that car, everyone just completely changed. So it was kind of like a little bit of a marketing thing for me as well.
Yeah.
A little bit for my ego.
Yeah.
As well, obviously.
A lot for ego.
Yeah, a lot for ego.
How can you even detach ego from a lot of the shit you do, man?
I was really happy with it though.
Yeah.
A good day in my life. Like
Sick.
it was just like great accomplishment. You know?
Yeah.
Now I don't really give a fuck about cars anymore, but like
Yeah, but it's symbolic, right? That's the thing.
It was symbolic, man. It was great. Like,
'cause it means you're doing something, like, you know. What I mean? It means you can't. The whole point isn't that you've got a car; it's that you can afford a car.
Yeah.
You know.
So that was a great moment, man. And then the book was the second thing. Yeah. I sure realized I was 2016, I think. So that's like 3 years ago now. Yeah. And that book became a bestseller in the Netherlands. So that was crazy too.
That's good shit.
Because that kind of started as like just a side project thing. Yeah. And it just completely blew up, you know? A lot through like Facebook marketing and shit like that. So like over the years, I've learned a lot more about, and that's why my first business started doing pretty well, because I am very interested by like sales and marketing.
Yeah.
It's something I genuinely like.
Yeah.
I genuinely love doing that and like finding out different ways. And like I've been just fascinated by the internet.
It's like
actually forever.
Yeah.
Like it used to be me gaming back in the day, and I was already fascinated by the internet. I tried to like build my own game and shit. And like I've never been that technical, but I've always been like just like interested about like internet and stuff. And like, yeah, man.
Yeah, going back to marketing, I think it's like, the way I see it, it's like mass psychology. It's like psychology of the masses,
it's
isn't
interesting, mate. Yeah.
And it's like how that can stretch right out to just your engagement on platforms and stuff like that. And it's like, what do people? Because you notice that like a photo that people like on Instagram is never the best photo.
Yeah.
It's not. People don't just like a good photo. There's certain things about a photo that are particularly appealing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bright colors and a face with a smile and match whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so like I suppose that extends to a million avenues. But all right, so I think like a lot of people, this is like the era of like start your own business. It's like start your own business
because it's so easy. Like there's no. Like back in the day, you had to have investors and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you had to like,
Yeah. But I think probably one of the things that people, I think there's two sides to this question, right? There's part A and part B. Part A is how to, in a sense, like how to start. Because I feel like a common thing among people is probably a lot of just resistance on like, what's the actual, you know, first step, and do a dive in or do little things. And do you know what I'm saying? Like you get a lot, I can imagine just people being very like kind of, I want to do this, but like, you know, just encountering resistance to doing it.
Yeah, there is a part of resistance, but it also like you get, like I always say, like just start, but you have to have a fucking idea.
Yeah.
You have to have something that like isn't there yet, or is a better version, or like for us, online coaching, it is essentially the same thing, but it's not, because there is a person involved and it's a service, and the person is different. You are a different person than I am. So both are coaching. Like, we make a training plan, but you know, we think differently, or we have a different approach. So that is the unique value
USP,
that we have, right? The USP, exactly. So that is something you got to think about. And like, if you just start a business out of nowhere, like why would people buy it? Like, you know?
Well, that kind of leads me on to...
That's the same thing with social media, but it's like...
Of course. Yeah, that kind of leads me on to the second part. So, because there's such a hype on working for yourself, being an entrepreneur and all this shit, and like online, like digital nomad, whatever it is, do you think that maybe that like leads people into doing stuff when it's not the right thing for them, when maybe they don't suit business, and maybe it's irresponsible of people to constantly just like push that notion of this is the best thing that everyone should do?
Yeah, I think that, and I said this on many videos, I said this many times, like not everybody is an entrepreneur. Not everybody should run their own business. In fact, not many people should, you know? Not many people, like, it's not for many people that it really would make them happy.
Yeah,
I think. It's not as easy as people think. And it's just like, there's been this hype where being an entrepreneur and running your own business is cool. And that's kind of why people chase it. Because of the status, again. It's not even about like what they would actually like doing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it comes with a lot of responsibility, and it's for a lot of people, 9 to 5 is not a bad thing. I say this all the time.
But also,
I just knew from a young age that I wanted my own business, but I'm not saying that 9 to 5 is a bad thing.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I know many people that are happy in a 9 to 5. It is completely different. Like I never shut off. I'm like 24/7. I'm running, or like I have like a responsibility in my head. You could like with 9 to 5, you know that at the end of the day you're done. You can chill. Like
Yeah, and also I think that like they're not the only two options. Like there's a lot of grey
Oh,
area
no, of course
between
not.
those, man.
No.
Like
of course not.
you can be part of a startup or something, or have
Oh,
like
yeah.
a position at a
No,
startup. where
all I'm saying
you
is that
get to,
like this hype of like a 9 to 5 is bad. That is bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that is
Depends
bullshit.
on, yeah, of course.
Only if that 9 to 5 is something that you really don't, you don't want to go to your job, you hate your life, which happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that everybody
It's not
would be
inevitable.
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And like I go a little bit against 9 to 5 in the sense that you should like go to work at 9 and at 5, oh, it's 5, I need to leave now. Because if that's your mentality, you are kind of stuck in that thing where, you don't want to like. If you really like what you do, you don't really care about putting in an extra hour, even if it's for a boss, for someone else.
For sure. Yeah. I think there's there are places where you can fit in to somewhere that lends itself to your strengths.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily have to be like, I run this company, and it doesn't have to be like I'm this guy sat in the corner of an office. There are so many jobs and different company structures these days. You could fit into a startup somewhere where you still get the thrill of the kind of running the business thing, where like your decisions still have real impact, but maybe you're part of a team where like, say if you're someone who doesn't particularly do well in like high pressure decision making, so everything's not all on your shoulders. You're part of a team where you're all running things together, and everything's so I think you can't just think in terms of like, I'm either an entrepreneur or I'm either in the rat race. Like it's 20 fucking
exactly.
19.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a million ways to apply yourself, right?
It's not like that. And so people start thinking like that a little bit because they hear this buzzword, being entrepreneur, and like everybody wants it. But like it's just not for everybody. I think a little bit I don't know if you have to be born with like that you want to like just do that. But like I feel like I have, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs say the same thing. They knew it since like a young age.
Yeah.
Like they tried different things.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I would like you could be selling lemonade and shit. That's where it starts. It just starts with a little transaction here and there or whatever. Like just wanting to do stuff. I don't
Hustling
know.
on the schoolyard one.
That's what some of these people say. Yeah, it could be like that. I don't know, but I think it's kind of a skill you have to kind of. Obviously, you have to develop it, but you have to have it a little bit in you, I would say.
Yeah, certainly have to have characteristics that are kind of gonna make you thrive in that scenario, like, and not make you just feel like a stressed out motherfucker.
It genuinely,
in life,
yeah. I've been through that too, though, but in general, it hasn't been like that, and it's like it is literally what I love doing.
Yeah.
Like I love it the most. I just know it 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I always, when people ask me like, do you want to go back to university? I know I wouldn't even even if YouTube would fail, I would still like create a business somehow or be involved in that, because I just know that that's what I like,
Yeah. All right, we've got a few subjects. I obviously put out an Instagram story asking people if there's any particular things they want us to cover, and obviously like 90% of it is just complete shit as usual. Just ridiculous suggestions. Maybe we've got a few.
Maybe just throw some ridiculous.
While we're on that last topic, I'll go back to that a bit, just because I think like a lot of times people look at people like us and they ask for like career advice and shit like that. Like how do you figure out what you want to do? And I think like in some sense maybe we can give like light advice on that, but in another sense like you're kind of lucky that you fell into the right thing. Like you fell in, you're lucky that you discovered what it is you want to do for now. Do you know what I mean?
I think you see with a lot of like look at parents or older people that they studied something completely else than they ended up doing later in their life, perhaps.
Yeah,
that happens to most people, man.
Yeah,
and it's just it is what it is. You got it. Like that's why I think that when you do a study and you have to pick, like people think that, and here comes again this feeling that like everything is like taking everything too seriously. You have to like decide now what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. And it's just not like that, you know? And like, do you think that forever you will make YouTube videos?
Yeah, definitely not. Oh,
exactly,
no.
man.
I
Like,
mean,
things can change.
I think I will make videos like.
Of course, I'm just saying, like, not in the same way as you're doing it this year.
Of course,
next year will be there. Like, things will be different, man. And like, you can make a massive switch in your life, and that is completely fine. Like, that's how it should be.
Exactly.
You need to have different chapters. Like,
of course,
it'll be boring to just. You know, you grow up, you do a study, and then for the rest of your life, you do the same shit. Like.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, I think there's some kind of a change in the kind of climate these days, and like, whereas 20 years ago everyone wanted safety and security, now we kind of want the freedom and the idea that we're not stuck to anything, and you know, and that anything kind of can change, because it's now everything's just, it's all about the possibilities. And actually the idea of knowing how my next 10 years is going to go kind of would depress the fuck out of me.
I think so too,
I'd
man.
be like, shit, that's,
you know
what I mean? Like, it's easy to lose your perspective of like how short your actual life is, man. If you get like just tunnel vision, just you're too into something, whatever, you know, it's easy to kind of just like.
And this whole like security thing is kind of a mental trap anyway. Because like, how secure are you really? You know?
Yeah, you're never secure.
There's so much that can happen. Like, you may be secure in your job, but then something else could happen. Like, you know, you never know. Like,
yeah, well, that's a common thing. I think if you're on YouTube or any kind of social media, everyone's like, "What are you gonna do when YouTube isn't a thing anymore? What are you gonna do when like Instagram isn't a thing anymore?" And I'm like, I'll fucking boss something else, man. I'll just be sick at something different, man. Do you know what I mean? Because like, I feel like I can do. When I was a kid, I didn't feel like, oh, no, there's nothing I can do. And until YouTube came about, and I was like, yes, now there's something I can do. Like, there's a million things.
It was just an opportunity that we grabbed.
Yeah.
And we went good at it, so we just kept doing it. Like,
exactly. I don't even know if I'm good at it, man.
Maybe not, but we're having fun while doing it.
The whole point is you can make it work.
We're existing, man.
Exactly. We're existing.
We're existing properly. Like.
Yeah.
And that is the thing I feel people do. Like, they make it a little, like, they act like their world would collapse when they would not have a certain job or whatever. But just think about how lucky we are, the people that are watching this podcast, to like, you'll be able to eat and sleep, right? Most people that would probably watch your channel.
Yeah.
You're not somewhere where you're literally fighting for survival.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever would happen in your job, you would still like survive.
The worst case scenario is never that bad, right?
Exactly. So
for the majority of people, like, you have to.
If you think like that, like, it's just like.
Yeah, of course. Like same thing. Like, when you said
it's such a first world problem where we're talking about that is like.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, obviously, you just, as long as you're not stupid financially, as long as you don't all of a sudden the amount of money you earn increases, and then like you go out and buy a load of shit on a credit card or whatever it is, or get a mortgage you can't afford. Or, as long as you're not a complete tool like that, like,
exactly.
Then you're fine. But that all goes back to like kind of financial responsibility, which is probably something that, thinking about it, you should get taught more in school, like. I feel like there's so much shit missing from the actual curriculum that's like life skills, man. Everything's comprehension. What about like navigating the actual real world and being responsible financially, or like kind of even things that teach you about like social situations and shit like that. I feel like there's so much missing that. Like, you're just not that well equipped, are you? When you come out of school, you're not that well equipped.
No, but at the same time, it's like, how much can they really tell you, and how much do you just have to go out there and do it? Like,
I suppose
social skills, like, you can learn in the textbook. Well, maybe a little bit, but like, you still have to practice this shit, like, just. Yeah, maybe not a textbook,
but I think like there's a way to learn anything. There must be a way. But like you said,
in school, I think they just have to put you out more and like put you in real situations. Or even like situations that are made up. Like,
but I think now,
whatever,
like in a sense, like everyone's kind of protected though. It goes the other way in schools. You like. In general, in society, you're protected from bad experiences a lot. It's like
that is
if was anything offensive or did anything like make you feel uncomfortable. Obviously, there's lines, like I'm not talking about, but like you're kind of protected against any negative feelings, and like that's how you become an adult, man.
It's a bad thing, bro.
Exactly.
And it's to say,
because that's how you develop a society of spoiled motherfuckers, who are just like, as soon as like anything bad has happened to you.
This guy called Gary V, he speaks about this as well, that like in school now, when it comes to like competitions, all the kids get a trophy. You get a trophy for the 8th place.
And
it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's fine to be competitive.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking great to be competitive.
It's good, yeah.
It's a good thing. Like,
Well, I think it's a lot of those kind of...
No one wants to get hurt. No one wants to, like, fall. You can only learn when you fall, man.
Well, I think we're trying to protect kids from, like, the extremes of those. It's the same with, like, how masculinity gets such a bad rep in the media now.
Yeah.
Like, any kind of masculinity is now just deemed as bad, but it's not that any of it is bad. It's just that the extremes of it
obviously
are bad. Like, but the extremes of anything are bad.
And the extremes of anything are such a little amount
proportion. Like,
but then they try to, like,
Of course, yeah.
It's kind of how the news is anyway. They just try to, like.
Yeah.
So much negative stuff going on. Like,
it's just it's a fucking complex world of like information coming at you from
news
sources,
and you have to somehow like decide what information you should take out or not.
Me and you talking now, like, YouTubers, podcasts, anything you fucking consume. Like, it's very hard. Like, you have to maintain an objective view on everything and be a skeptic. Really, don't you? You have to be skeptical of anything.
Oh,
like,
man.
In a sense, but then not too skeptical, or you never fucking learn shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna fire through.
This life thing is not simple, man.
It's not simple.
Nah,
man.
you live and learn.
But yeah, exactly, man. Life is learning, man.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm gonna do a quick, we'll do some semi-quick fire shit, and then we'll wrap stuff up. So let's do it. We got some crazy suggestions from Instagram as per, but I'll try and pick out anything that's like actually worth like talking about. Okay. Do you feel like IG gets in the way of your gains, i.e. needing to stay lean year round?
Man, a little bit. You cannot deny that.
It ain't a bad thing though, really.
Huh?
It ain't a bad thing though, really.
Nah.
Is it?
I mean, we put in the years to like build the muscle, and now it's like I wouldn't do a big bulk like I used to do back in the day, right? Gain a little too much fat.
All right, this is not going to be a quick question, but this is like one of the most common questions I ever fucking get, so I'm going to answer it or ask you to answer it. Honest ways to grow audience / find people / leads for starting online businesses. That's such a deep question, man.
Wait, go again.
Honest ways to grow audience, pretty much.
An honest way to grow the audience.
I think he means honest as in like not integrity wise. He means like we have to answer it honestly. I think that's what he means.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? I think he means ways to grow an audience. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just saying honest in case you love lying.
You mean social media?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
All right. Like, it's just like the generic answers, but they are true, which is like be yourself. That is the first one.
Or be someone else better. Like, you can be someone else and still grow an audience, really.
You can, man, but like,
are you gonna,
someone else? Is that an honest way?
Not someone else, but the techniques are the techniques.
You can steal someone's idea.
Of course.
Just be yourself while doing it.
But don't. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying you can if you want.
You could.
Yeah, I think I always come back to the fact that like there's just a million different ways, man.
Yeah.
There isn't just one way, man. Just the like, because people follow different people for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
I could only say my experience.
You could do anything,
there's
man.
So many other shit. Like
exactly.
A prank channel would be completely different than me. Me just like being myself and showing what I'm up to is something else than like going into this character. But the character can still be very successful. It's just not my style. I just don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
But like, it's just different ways to do it.
Yeah. The whole point is fucking try, man. Because just start. Like,
probably should try.
Start everything, like, what I mean? And because you learn on the job, like, as with everything, you learn on the job. You know what I mean? If you do something that's shit, don't worry, man. Don't worry. People will tell you that it's shit, man.
Yeah.
If you want, you can DM me the link to your
I always
first
think
YouTube
about
video. I'll tell you if it's shit.
What is the worst thing that could happen? Some shit comments, like.
Yeah.
But people take that like too hard, man. You gotta like that is a good tip. Once you start something like social media, you have to like accept that people are gonna. It's not even hate on you, but people are gonna like throw some stuff on you that you can take personal, and you have to shut that off. Like take it not personal, like just.
Yeah, again, I think that's another thing that like even though you can say it, it's still another thing.
It's still hard, man. But like
you learn on the job, don't you? Like, you know what I mean? Someone gives you shit, and you're like, wow, that hurts, man. Ow, stop being mean. And then like like next time you're like actually shut up.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's any more. Are you a big reader?
Huh?
Are you a big reader? Do you read much?
I read some books, but I may have read like 15 books over this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Last year I didn't read at all, so it's like it's an improvement.
Do you want to throw any titles out there for people?
You read The Power of Now. You told me, right?
I actually read the start of Power Now and fucked it off because I thought it was shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I read that first, and then I read A New Earth.
We can disagree though, if you want. We can disagree.
Yeah, we can disagree.
I
liked A New Earth.
A New Earth. Yeah,
it was a little different than The Power of Now, but it was I think it was written afterwards, but I liked it a lot more.
People, yeah, I get the message.
Like, there is two, like, The Power of Now is a little controversial in my life as well, because it's like, yeah, you can live in the moment, but you still have to like fucking move forward and think about like. But I don't think the book goes really against that. But you don't want to get too caught up into only like just being present in the moment.
Yeah,
but I like for me it was a good lesson because I haven't been always enjoying too much in the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was kind of a reminder for me because I've already like been kind of living that anyway.
Again, like it's all just messages that you have to apply in the right context, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't always.
But anyway, so A New Earth is the one that I read after that from Eckhart Tolle, same guy.
What's the
general? And that one I liked a lot more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check it out, man.
Yeah.
All right. Can a human truly and fully ever overcome the fear of what other people think?
Hard to say, man. Yeah. In what?
Give me the answers, man.
Dude, that depends on what scenario you're in, right?
Probably, I would say probably not one.
Nah.
Not fully.
Not fully, no.
But you shouldn't fully, because that's what makes you a crazy person.
You can act like you do,
like
you still wouldn't.
The whole point is you have to decide like what's legit criticism and what's not.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you would just walked around, you didn't give a fuck what anyone thought. When it's hot, mate, I would walk down the street naked. That's what you'd do if you didn't give a fuck about what anyone thought. Yeah. That's not what.
Exactly.
That's not okay, man. Like socially, like
no.
People give a shit about that, man.
Yeah.
People aren't happy about it.
Yeah.
You get locked up.
You are gonna give a fuck no matter what about certain things.
Mm.
Especially if you try new shit, there will always be things like you may think you do a great job at something. You may actually not. You may actually suck. Someone could tell you like that is fine criticism.
Yeah.
It happens.
Of course. Like, yeah.
It wouldn't happen if you always kept doing the same shit, perhaps, because then you're really good at that, but that would be boring as fuck.
Yeah. All right, I got one last one. What's the worst thing being a quote unquote social influencer? It's probably getting asked it's probably being called an influencer, I think.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I'm an influencer now. The worst thing.
It's hard to think about bad shit in it because you have so much good shit, man. Like, it's actually hard. But.
Yeah. That is actually hard to say. Like, it could be. I don't know. Actually, like, there are some things that are just like, different in my life than they were before I became an influencer. Like going to a festival now, getting completely fucked, and just a lot of people around it want to take photos and shit.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't photograph me right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Like that. That is probably the thing I could think about.
I do not want these photos on the internet.
That kind of drastically changed in my life a little bit. That like makes me a little like.
Yeah.
You think before you go somewhere.
100%, man.
It depends a little bit which festival I go to, but I have a lot of audience in the Netherlands. Netherlands is a small country.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I'm an American YouTuber. America's so massive, man, because the Netherlands is so small. Relatively a lot of people know me because it's just a little population. So
yeah, definitely.
At a festival, I get like sometimes like let's say like 40 photos.
Yeah.
40, like that's.
Yeah.
Like every 5 or 10 minutes, like it could be crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I could really think, but it's.
Yeah.
Like
it's a small price to pay, but you have to just be thankful that you're not actually famous.
You have to just be a little thoughtful, like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like famous people must be fucked.
Yeah.
Like from that.
So like I'm not like it's not that I feel bad about it or it's such a bad thing. It's also a fucking cool thing.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta also look at it positively. Like it's sick that actually so many people like follow you and like love the shit you do.
Yeah, I suppose you
like it's a big fucking privilege, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's decent.
Other than that, man, it's hard to say. What do you think?
I don't really know, man.
Nah, it's like.
I think it's sick, man.
Yeah.
There ain't that much bad shit, right?
Nah.
All right, people. So we're gonna wrap up real quick, but thanks for joining us on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed us talking absolute shit for however long it lasted. If you're not already following Merijn's shit, go follow Merijn's shit. His name is @Merijn on pretty much everything. Correct.
Yeah.
If you're in Holland, look out for him at festivals, all that stuff, and join us next time for whoever we've got next, mate. Thanks for coming as well.
Appreciate it, man.
Nice one. Eesh.